I had to go to Menards this morning to get some supplies, Halloween candy, and also some bolts and things for something I'm building for my new pinball machine. And as I always do, as I walked in, I checked the crappy electronics section, which is right by where the carts are, and I found some crap. A new, cheap Menards smartwatch. $20 whole. It looks like it has a rounded screen. Amazing. And then in this really weird box, it looks like a Microsoft Band rip off. Isn't that weird? Rip off the Band-Aid. So for some dumb reason, I bought these. Actually, you know what? I don't know why these Menards crap videos do really well, so I'll certainly make more than $25 in this video. Oh, wow! Look at all these parts. $20 gets you all sorts of fancy stuff. Oh, this must be how it charges. Look at that. Okay. Looks like the watch is separate from the band. Oh, those actually, oh, they're a little pogo. Beauty. And that's how you charge your watch. Oh no! Oh no! It's not a round LCD. Can you see that? It's a square LCD. Tap here. That's a. So is this a more expensive version of the what? The one I got for $6? Oh, bait and switch. Oh, they have a band made out of pure octopus. Yeah, can you see that on the camera? Look, they try to make it look like it's a circular LCD, but it isn't. This is kind of like when Apple has certain graphics or certain backgrounds on their phones to hide that stupid notch. I saw on YouTube, what was it, like Tech Linked? That was one of those channels, and it was showing like a Samsung laptop that has a notch, and it's like, it's spreading. Be sure to keep your laptop 6 feet apart. Oh wow, I think a baby could take this apart. Look at this. Oh, first of all, does it turn on? It's probably discharged. Wow, that put up almost no fight whatsoever. Looks like another STM 7789. Is this bigger than the other one? Where's my smartwatch project? Oh man, I really need to finish that. So how dumb is that? You make this huge circle. I mean, this, what is it? Probably like 1.5 inches. It is 1.7 inches wide. You make this huge watch face, and then you don't have a circular LCD inside of it. Okay, the screen is bigger. It's 1.4. I think the other one was a 1-inch screen. Maybe they're like, you know what? The other one was too hard to take apart. Well, I mean, they do have, oh, there's pogo pins in here as well. See that? What a bloody rip-off! It's the same thing. It's the same thing as the $6 watch, but it's for $20. What a scam! What a bobby scammer. Oh, this thing is totally going to be able to see your blood. Does this thing claim to be able to test your blood pressure? My blood pressure definitely went up. Calorie tracker, BS. Sleep monitor, BS. Activity tracker, stopwatch, well, I would hope so. In the box, a user's manual. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Ooh, it's in color. Bud, be quiet. Bud is now fat, by the way. The vet's like, Bud is overweight. He needs to lose 2 pounds. Thinking he's not that big. They probably realized that the first one with that USB port was just too ridiculous. Oh no, he's breaking in! Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, I guess, oh no, it's Bud! Bud, how did you get in here? You're a monster! I'd be an abomination. All right, I have to get one of those spare screens just to compare this directly. Okay, here is the PCB for the watch project. Yeah, it's the same size. I'm going to finish this project someday. I guess here's a preview of it. So we've got the battery charger terminals here, programmer here, 4 buttons, AT-Tiny 1614, PCB from Osh Park, it looks like. Yeah, so I'm just doing the mechanical stuff for this. Well, here. Yeah. Like watch band, the battery actually fits in there. So it's coming. I've been really busy this month in October. I just kind of did this video because I saw those, cheap things at Menards. Do I have the circuit board for this still? Oh yeah, okay, I do. Okay. So here was the original circuit board that came with this screen in this watch. And I'm guessing it's the same piece of tat. They ripped me off. Maybe I should return this with the guts removed. That would show Menards. I mean, they're just going to throw it in the shredder anyway. So it's the same darn thing. It just has a different charger and a pointlessly wide face. Can you notice a difference between these two packages? What's different? Oh yeah, the answer is obviously that you can see the object here and you can't here. There is. Can you see that very slight line there? Maybe that's to give them plausible deniability. Very slight line there. If this was in court over the $20 watch, Your Honor! Oh, you gotta sound like that lawyer from Futurama. I may just be a simple country space chicken, but you can clearly see a line depicting that the screen is indeed square. Therefore, my client, Tech Up, is not liable for miscommunication. So yeah, right now at Menards, 20 bucks, $6. And it's the same darn thing. Menards, you're tearing me apart, Menards. People are like, why is he talking about his testicles so much? Menards is a Midwest local chain of home improvement stores like Lowe's and Home Depot. Actually, I don't even think we have Lowe's around here. Hand to God, Menards is lower quality than Home Depot. But it's also very cheap. I went there and I bought a couple premium 2x4s, which is probably just the regular 2x4s that it's just the ones that are the most straight get put in the premium pile, I'm sure, with the different SKU on them. Yeah, I mean, it's the same little battery, same rumble. What a ripoff. Yeah, and well, we've talked about this before, but you've got this general purpose thing where it's like, oh, you can have different heart sensors. You can have, well, whatever that is. It's got multiple things populated on it. If we lift up this screen, well, there's really no reason to because we have it right here. You can see there's also different landing patterns for the LCDs. Maybe this is where all the chips are going. Well, I gotta say, that was a massive disappointment. Because I was in, a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, I bought one of those round LCDs, and they are bigger. So I thought, oh, this looks like the size of one of those round LCDs, and nope. It was a ruse. Huh. I wonder if I could steal these pogo pins for my watch project. Well, before I do that, let's take a look inside the other piece of tat. Yeah, so this was sitting right next to it. The ifit View. View your life on the go. Delivers your most personal details. I don't want that stuff to be on the go. Most personal details, like herpes simplex B. It's weird. This opens up like some sort of like supplement box you'd get in the mail. It's like zoo poop loot crate. loot crate of supplements. Did you know your body is filled with up to 58 pounds of toxic poop at any given time? I actually did buy some of those. Zoo poo. I mean, it does make you poop. Look at this. This is nice packaging, for such a cheap product. Maybe that's why it was marked down. What is this? So there's 2 different bands that come with it? Something to remember with products is the size of the box is also very important. Like look at this box. The size of this box to store a $6 piece of crap. You could have like what? 2 iPhone boxes in the same amount of space and it'd be worth what? $28,000. It's telling you to move. Okay. Oh, look at that great graphic. I'm guessing this is going to be 128 by 32 OLED, which is not really worth anything. Yeah, it's definitely an OLED display. Let's see. It has Bluetooth. Actually, the manual looks quite Western. The View automatically tracks your light and deep sleep cycles, along with your pillow time and number of awakenings. You can view all of these stats in the app. You can also set a sleep window that will silence alerts and reminders during that time. Okay. Yeah, I kind of wonder if I need like one of those sleep apnea masks. My mom and my sister both have one. And someone told me once, they're like, yeah, sometimes you stop breathing during your sleep, Ben. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. I don't want to wear that Darth Vader mask. I'm a very light sleeper, too. Yeah, this is just like that Microsoft band. It's even got like this, oh yeah, for people with rectangular shaped wrists. It's a little smaller than the Microsoft bands. What is the point of this? Does it just give you an extra one? Oh, this must pop out. Why do they give you 2? Maybe it's a piece of crap. That actually wasn't that difficult to rip in half, so yes. Oh, look. Well, I get a watch band out of it. See, I could reuse that. It's actually got a CE certification. This one doesn't. Is it on the box? I don't see anything. Oh, no! Yeah, these things must wear out if they give you 2. Oh, how do we get into this thing? Something tells me it's not going to be as easy as the first one. It's probably sonically welded. Stop saying sonically welded! I just like to say it. Oh, that's why it's removable. Look, that's how you charge it. Okay, that's pretty cool. And this would actually fit into the side of a laptop laying down on the table, unlike, you remember the one where the charger was in the handle? This is still the same blade that I cut myself open with back in June. The thing is, like, I don't actually load up new X-Acto knife blades that often because what happens is the tip almost immediately gets broken off. So I don't know. I usually just keep like more dull knives around. Although this knife was brand new when I cut myself, which is good because it was a very clean cut and it's healed like almost perfectly. Well, the Bible man say the man's made out of mud. Corporate man knows made of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood, skin of... Kind of broke apart in a strange way. Oh, it's 2 different materials. The front of it is feels like a glass-infused plastic, and the back of it is ABS. I was at the dentist a couple weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, and getting my new implant put in, which unfortunately can't be a wire stripper yet. I have to have implants on the top and the bottom before they'll do that, before it'll be mechanically correct. Well, anyway, so they screw the implant in, which is actually the easiest part of the whole process. They basically unscrew the protective cap, they drop in the tooth, and then they drop a set screw through the tooth, down into the implant in your bones, and then just screw it in. And then they put a plug over the screw. So it actually is super easy for them to install it. But anyway, they're like, okay, we got to test the fit, right? So they're like, okay, you bite on it, bite on this piece of paper. And I'm like, it needs a little, needs to be ground down a little bit. So we did that a couple times. And then we did it the third time. And I'm like, it's still slightly proud, which means sticking out on the inside toward the front. And then the dentist is like, okay. And then he went in with his paper. He's like, oh my gosh, how did you feel that? He was like impressed. And I'm like, dude, I'm always sticking things in my mouth. And I don't do it to taste it. I do it so I can feel the texture on my teeth. And then in the texture comes vibrations and it goes into my bones. And I don't know, I can deduce a lot of things. Oh my gosh, look how tiny that screen is. This is the kind of thing where you might think, oh, it's worth it for the OLED, but not really. I mean, you probably don't see it on these videos, but you may remember it from the Ben Heck show, and my friends IRL certainly see it. I just love tasting things, which is also coincidentally why I have that version of herpes, because even as a kid I was just sticking things from the floor into my mouth, and that's what happens. Like this OLED, you can get one of these off Amazon for like maybe $4. It's 128 by 32. This is I2C version. But this one, I mean, look at that aperture window. It's way smaller. So, I mean, unless you need the screen to be that... Oh, what, some sort of bezel came along with it? Although, judging by the number of connections here, this isn't I2C. See all those pins? I think it might be parallel drive. Yeah, there's so many pins. Oh, man, there's not much to this. It's dated from 2017. Everything's in English. Everything's in German! Does this thing even turn on? That screen is so dinky. I mean, this is the kind of thing where, like, where'd that thing go? This thing, right? Like, you spend $6 on this, and then you get a ST7789 LCD. And that's actually a decent deal. Like, if you go on, like, Amazon, tiny little battery. But more pogo pins. If you go on Amazon, you might pay $15 for a screen of that same size if it's Adafruit. Yeah, it's weird. It's a very, very tiny. I mean, there's not much to it. I mean, I wonder what this thing. Well, when it was like what, $6. Like, look at how little you actually get for that box. I mean, no wonder there's a bunch of them sitting there. What's the term? Like almost like consignment or surplus. Like there's some guy and he's like, oh man, I got 3,000 kilograms of these iTime watches I can't get rid of. And then Menards is like, I'll give you 10 cents on the dollar for those watches. And the guy's like, sold. It doesn't even say milliamp hours. It says watt hours. Yeah, that comes out to be about 44 milliamp hours. I think I'll just throw this in my OLED jar. I'll rip off the battery though. I wonder if I could reuse. Yeah, because there's well, I'm sure that's not copper. It's probably brass. Could I pull those out, or will they fly apart in pieces? I keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love, keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love. I heard that song when I was looking for pieces of, what do you call it, plywood that weren't crooked. I'll be having these there pogo pins now then. At least I got something out of it. Spock! Well, I mean, I guess that's a pretty short video. I don't even really know what else to show you. I'm just gonna scavenge the batteries out of these and the motors and then call it a day. Well, something else I was supposed to work on in my garage today. I'm just kind of using this to procrastinate. It's been kind of rainy lately. I need to like mow my lawn one more time before the snow flies. I have to wait for it to stop raining, but I think it might be dry enough later today. Always protect your lipo leads before you throw the lipo in a bin full of other lipos so you don't have a lipo fire. Of these two Menards watches, neither of them are really worth buying. You're still better off with the $6 iTime watch. It's cheaper. You get the same battery and same screen, but it's cheaper. Oh yeah, this one claims it can do blood pressure. I guess they're like, yeah, that's BS. Let's take it off the box and then raise the price. Oh, some more pogos in there as well. Yeah, I'll be having those pogos there now then. Now they put this POS together. Oh, I think speaking of being negative. Yeah, you know what? If it works, right? Oh, this is really low quality. But speaking of this, when I went to make my watch, I was like, oh, watch band parts, right? I'll just go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's Fabrics. None of those places sell watch band clasps. Isn't that bizarre? I mean, I can't believe that. Oh, well, maybe I'll keep these. Even these feel cheap. Ugh, feels like a dead octopus. You know, the one time I ate octopus, you know what it tasted like? The texture, going back to the texture of mouthfeel thing, it was like Spam. It was like, wow, this is like the world's most expensive Spam. Oh, here we can pull the, are these actually spring-loaded? I feel like I'm Mad Max. I'm like scavenging for parts. I guess that's the way things are now. What the heck? Oh, that's to keep it from falling out? That's weird. I'll get that tanker for ya. Oh, Mad Max. I run from the living and the dead. It looks like a little miniature police baton. See that? It's like, oh, you hoodlums up to some trouble, huh? So I guess it's a British police baton. Oh, it's got it there too. Oh, because I think you're meant to like take these bands off. I don't know why. Maybe it was to make the packaging smaller. Maybe that's why, so that the person doesn't lose these. Yeah, because it was so easy to pull it out of that silicone sleeve. Oh, thanks for joining me for that quick teardown. Moral of the story, this is a good deal, and that's a rip-off.